Loud noises.
Put you a fraction more of them. Alright, you were recording already.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot you were recording already. Alright, so this is us. Do you want to start off, Frank?
Okay. Hello, welcome to the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. I am Frank along with
Donnie.
And who do we have here?
We have a special guest for you guys today, and ladies especially, because it is our first female guest. Guest. What is your name?
I'm Avanly.
Avanly. How are you, Avanly?
I'm doing good.
You know why we have you on here? Any idea?
No.
It's because you're like our first follower, really, man. You're the first one to comment, the first one to like request What was that episode that you repeat that you were like, hey, can you guys continue this episode? And we totally spaced on it.
No, it was. I told you, episode 10. It was our. If it wasn't our.
Let her answer. I don't need to hear from you.
I really.
You don't remember, Frank? What was it?
I hear all of them, so.
Right. It was
Now, what are we up to? 30 now?
30.
We're producing, y'all.
30.
Yeah.
Give us some content.
I think this is 34. Well, anyways, yeah, it was episode 10. It was when I think about it, I'm like, I think it was somebody else. But yeah, episode 10. It was. If it wasn't our political views, it was our religious views.
Yeah, we got a lot of heat. Oh yeah, I was saying that right before we recorded that my mom was always like, hey, why do you have to talk about religion and your religion and your sex? It's the Completely Inappropriate Podcast, Ma. It goes with its context clues. Figure it out. No, I did not talk to my mom like that. She would slap me with the chocolate. But yeah, so you were mentioning that he who shall not be named will respect his privacy, because do we have his permission to say his name in here?
Well, we always keep it anonymous.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Leonard. Leonard is your husband. Beautiful guy. Love his smile. I'm a fan of you guys on Instagram. That's actually how how we found you, because Avanly is a friend of my wife's, sort of, from high school, sort of. We won't go into all that, but I will say I was very confused when I told my wife, hey, we're going to have your friend Avanly on. She's like, oh, that's great. I was like, so what do you know about her? Oh, she had a lot of nice gel pens.
That I did. I always had Sharpies and all that stuff.
You're one of those.
Yeah, well, I like to draw, so I always had stuff on me.
An assortment of art supplies, so to speak. Cool, man. Frank, did you want to introduce our, now that we've gotten the introduction of Senora Avanly out of the way, you can find us at?
Oh yeah, you can find us at Completely Inappropriate Podcast on
at
gmail.com.
On Facebook.
And you can email us on at Completely Inappropriate Podcast at gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at Completely Inap. You can find us on Instagram at CI Podcast. I think that's it. Right? Oh, you can find us on the YouTubes. Completely Inappropriate.
And you can find Frank on the street corner every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. $10 will make you holler, $20 will make you laugh, and $50 will make you cry. So, Avanly, we were talking about the inappropriate questions.
Yes.
Because I was concerned about having a female guest on and asking something that might be a little too taboo, that would scare you away, screaming and running out the door. So instead of doing that this episode, we're going to let you get comfortable. We're going to let you settle in and ask your very own questions. Did you have any, I know we sort of discussed messaging back and forth before you were here that you wanted to talk about, what was it, Frank?
I want to talk about, not guy stuff, but you wanted to find out what makes a guy tick.
Right, questions from a female to a male.
Different,
what do
how
you got?
guys do things different,
such as?
Such as going to the bathroom.
You pee standing up.
Yeah.
No, that is untrue.
What?
I have the option, sir.
Oh.
I love sitting down, especially in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, it's a courtesy thing. Because listen, there's a very thin wall between my restroom and my bedroom. So I am very well aware when my wife goes to the restroom, because I can hear that tinkle, and it's a very cute little minute tinkle, a little background noise, a lot like the fish in the background right now.
Yeah.
Y'all can't hear it on the mic, but we have this nice little trick. That's what it sounds like when a female goes to the restroom through a wall. Now, just being in the room as a guy when I'm pissing standing up, it's like a fucking waterfall. It's like I fucking shower a lot of the time. So out of respect to my wife, I have learned in the middle of the night to go to the restroom, tuck as best I can. You gotta scoot all the way back too, otherwise your twig and dingleberries are touching the front of the toilet, and that's just fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
The most disgusting. So you have to have the proper toilet too. There are certain toilets that just do not facilitate the tack box. So we end up, I'll sit down to pee just to get a nice proper seal around the bowl so that there's not so much noise. But it's really pretty much only at night. It's really disgusting to do.
Well, the way to reduce noise, like when you're peeing, is aim for the
sweet spot. Yeah, always aim for the sweet spot, the ceramic.
Yeah.
It's funny, there's different sounds.
No, I know.
Have you ever seen those Jamaican tin concave drums? They're like,
yeah.
There's all different sounds depending on where you hit it. It's the same thing with a toilet bowl. So you gotta aim for the right spot to get like the right resonance so that it's not a displeasing sound. Oh man, I remember trying to teach. My son still has issues sitting. As a boy though, it's just you're too like as a child. You learn to pee sitting down because most toilets are just too fucking high for you. You end up fucking resting your little pee on the top of the lid, you know? It's like my poor little guy. So you had to. So little boys will learn to pee sitting down for a little while, but at some point you teach them like, hey.
You see, I wouldn't have known that.
Whip it out.
I have a girl, so.
Yeah, I wanted to say. And how old is she? She's like only a year or so, right?
She'll be 3 in January.
Oh my God, she's so tiny.
Yeah, she is.
She gets that from you, huh? How big is Leonard? He seems like, because you said that as you walked in, you're like, oh my God, you're tall. I was like, I thought Leonard was taller than me.
I think maybe the same.
Probably about the same, right?
Yeah.
Ah, he's so pretty. Have you seen her Instagram page with her husband? They've got a joint Insta like.
Yeah, I saw that.
Incest.
Yeah, I'm like, I know you as the chick with the wings because I got a notification.
On Twitter.
Yeah, I got a notification.
I never even looked at our Twitter. I forgot we had a Twitter.
Yeah, from when she subscribed to YouTube, and I read somewhere on the lines Avanly, and I'm like, oh, it's the chick with the wings.
Yeah, you have a unique name too. Talking about my wife's name, were we talking about that?
Yes, we were.
Was that on the pod or before?
Oh, outside.
Oh, that was, okay, so we were talking about how my wife, her name gets confused a lot, especially in school, for Cece, Cecilia, but she's Cecily, like Cecily Strong from Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Only spelled different instead of a Y, it's 2 E's.
Okay.
So she gets confused a lot, but where does your name come from? Is that a family name or something?
No, my mom pretty much
cool.
got it from like a novela that her friend
No.
would watch, which is weird, but she said she doesn't know the name of the novela, she just
liked the name.
Yeah.
That's cool. My son's name is Jackson because me and my wife were both really into the character from Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
So we went with Jackson. I wanted to spell it different. So we went with Jaxson. And yeah, his middle name is Benicio for Benicio del Toro, the actor / director.
I don't know that.
Producer, yeah. Yeah, well, her father's name is Benjamin too, so I kind of wanted to keep Ben in there somehow. And my dad's first name is Juan, so I wanted his first name to start with a J. So there's a lot of idiosyncrasies.
Oh, yeah, JB because of his 2 grandfathers. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't have kids, so like all the
Thank God for this world.
Like, I'm fucking
Jesus.
taking notes over here.
Could you imagine?
Like, I'm like, oh, I can get a name from a novela, and I can fucking do initials.
It kind of comes up all the time. I always thought I was gonna name, if I had a dollar, if I had $1 for every kid I had, God willing, I hope I only have $1. I don't know for sure. Wow, we lost track.
Yeah.
What other questions you got for it? Well, you know, you start with one question that leads to a conversation.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
Okay, so we were talking about the bathroom thing, like.
Yeah. Well, we pee sitting down, we pee standing up. We have the option, but so do you.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone pee standing up?
No, actually no.
No, you've never just been out gone. You ever been camping or anything to need that?
Camping, yeah, but like not standing up.
No.
Or I think that would be hard. Cause you know they made those what those
The funnels?
things? Yeah.
Those weird funnels, right? They like seal around and then direct it like a stream.
Yeah.
It's fucking gross. It seems like you're just backwashing yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right?
Because it's just like there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yay, you brought it up. don't gross yourself out.
No, we were talking about this in one of our early episodes. There was this one chick I was seeing back in California, how she would put her 2 feet on the toilet rim and then just pop a squat.
Oh, that's different though.
Yeah.
Popping a squat, I feel. Oh, that's.
I heard girls do that at the clubs and stuff or at the bars.
Yeah, drunk nights. They'll go out if they're wearing a short skirt. They'll just pop a squat in the corner, pretend like they're like picking up a contact or something.
Or if they're light enough, they'll pee in the sink.
Oh, I've seen
Do
that. No, I had a girlfriend who.
Yeah, some girls pee in the sink. It's like, oh, the fucking stalls are all taken.
I pee in the sink. If my son is using
But
that shitter
that's
and my
different, though.
wife is in the shower, I got no other options. Like,
You
I
can
gotta
hold it.
go.
But this is
Actually,
like in public. Wait.
Yeah.
yeah, in public is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but still, that's when people wash their hands and sometimes their face.
You ever pee in public?
What? Yeah, of course.
No, but like in
On the
public,
sink?
like no, in public. In the restroom is still a private
Like
domicile.
in public.
In
like,
Yeah,
outside,
in
like
the
on the
street.
street. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I would say all the time, but I'm not a drunk anymore.
Actually, I have a story about that.
Tell us.
Do tell.
Okay, so my husband and I went out to like EDM music or
Electronic dance music.
yes.
Yeah.
So
That's like ATM machine. You're kind of redundant saying EDM music.
Yeah.
Well,
Just calling
yeah.
you out because that's what we do here on the Completely Appropriate
No, it's
podcast.
So we went to this concert called Life in Color. I don't know. They usually have it like on 4th of
Yeah.
July.
Yeah, they give you paints and shit.
Yeah.
You kind
Or
of
they
throw
splash
it all
paint
around.
on
Or
it.
what is it? Like powders, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a liquid.
Mm.
We have to be like close to the front. Anyways, so we were in line
Continue.
and the line is so huge. Like it's an outdoor event it was at the Hidalgo
Arena.
So
Yeah.
it was outside
Yeah.
of that. And what happened was I smoked too much. So I drank a lot of water. Like so much water. And we had this huge line. I'm talking about like massive. And the bathrooms.
At the porta potty.
Yeah, the bathrooms were inside the event. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I have to go. I can't wait in line anymore. Like, I'm gonna pee I'm gonna pee on myself. And I said, well, let's go behind all the cars and you keep watch. Mind you, I told him, keep watch, Leonard. And he was like, oh, okay, I'll keep watch. He was with my other friend. And I was like, I'm gonna go behind that car and I'm gonna go and pop a squat, I told him. So I go. And then I hear footsteps, like, as I'm, like, peeing, and I'm like, oh my god, that better be Leonard. So I turn to the side, and, like, I'm on the back of a car, like, where the tire's at.
Yeah.
And then that's where a guy walks through. And so he, like, waves at me, and then, like, he looks at me, and then he turns the other way around, and he starts peeing, too. And then, like, he's done and he walks away and I'm like frozen, like what the hell just happened? And then Leonard comes and he's like, oh, someone's coming. I was
That's
like,
the thing about the outdoors though, it's a unisex bathroom. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go anywhere you want to, anybody can go over
And
there.
he was like- he
the
was
car
like-
wanted to show up.
At least he faced the other way to do it though. He very well could have like lined up next to you like, hey, what's up? Fucking creep. That is so funny. And then so
happened.
Leonard shows up afterwards saying
Yeah, he was
something.
like, oh, I yelled at you. I was like, dude, you should have came running over
Yeah, no
here.
kidding. You're the buffer. You stay in between this whole situation.
Yeah, but
Well, hey, if we were perfect, we'd be Jesus, right? So they say. Holy crap! That was funny. Sorry, I spaced out. How's it going, Frank?
Let's go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Free hugs. He's got a free hug shirt on. What is this alien on your shirt, man?
What? Oh, it's the face hugger
From Alien?
from Alien.
I
Yeah.
hate.
I would say it's the greatest movie ever, but apparently it's Footloose.
Get loose!
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon's the greatest actor ever.
Is
Of
it?
all time.
Oh. Well,
Ever.
I guess.
Name one other actor uglier that can act that is still a main actor in a movie.
I had something for this. I actually did. Was it a fucking French guy's name? The
Although I'll
French
tell
guy.
you what, if I have Kevin Bacon's body by the time I'm his 65, 75 years, how old is that guy?
Old enough.
That guy looks like Bacon at this point. All fried and shriveled up. His skin is so bad. Kevin Bacon is how old?
Or just put Kevin Bacon age.
I know it'll be the 61!
Oh.
Actually, this motherfucker, he's looking better as he gets older. He just needs to quit coloring the goddamn hair.
Yeah, I hear that fucking men age like fine wine.
It depends. I feel like I'm gonna look like shit because I was a cute younger kid, and I just feel like it's all going to shit as we get older. I feel like if you're cute when you're young, you're ugly when you're old, and if you're ugly when you're young, you're cute when you're old.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a theory I've been working on. How do you feel about this? Crickets. It's a podcast. Say something.
I know, like I just like blanked out, like oh my god.
Yeah, I know. We jump around a lot. Did you have any more questions for us? We can let go of Kevin Bacon.
No, but this flows right in. Like, are you into older guys? Like, do you find like my
mother? We're not doing questions for her yet.
My mother,
she's still getting to know us.
Finds fucking what's his name, Sean Connery, to be the sexiest man alive.
That guy looks exactly the same though. He looked
He's
ancient when he was ancient.
Like George Clooney, I've never known George Clooney with fucking just his natural hair.
Clooney's such a badass. I'd date him.
I've only known him all salt and peppery.
I've never known Clooney to do a bad film or a bad acting job. God damn, what's that movie, Up in the Air? He tells this one girl, "You fascinate me." And I just wanted to be as smooth as that guy for the rest of my life.
Well, it's scripted. So.
Fascinate me. Oh. But it wasn't, it's the delivery, man.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone could say, "Hey baby, how you doing? You looking fine tonight? Want to dance?" Like, it's kind of douchey. They're like, "Hi, how are you? Man, I was just looking at you from across the room and I just had to ask, would you like to dance?" There's a big difference between those two approaches.
Uh-huh.
How is Leonard? Wait, how did you and Leonard meet?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That's the question that comes up.
Yeah, everyone always asks me that. We always say from a friend, but honestly, he was like my friends with benefits type of guy because I didn't want a boyfriend, honestly. And
did he know that he was just a friend with benefits, or did
yeah,
he think that y'all
actually,
were like?
He was like on a break, so he was trying to get away from this girl or something because like, well, she would cheat on him, so he was like, "I'm tired of this. We'll have this break or whatever."
I know that story.
And so she would call him, and then like I would be there, like, and then she would try and like show up at like events, like at his graduation, like that.
What do you mean try to show up? It's his girlfriend. Of course he's gonna show up. She's
yeah,
gonna show
but
up.
like towards the end, once he had already like called it off. Or
oh, she was still kind of a little. Was she real close to the family?
I think so.
That's what always makes it a little awkward, man.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I'm like,
I had an ex-girlfriend.
It's over. Like, don't hang out with my family.
I had an ex-girlfriend who was like, I want to say she might still be friends with my family on Facebook, and I haven't talked to her in fucking 8 years. She was kind of a cunt at the end of things.
Yeah, some exes can be like that.
She was only a cunt as an ex-girlfriend. Wonderful girlfriend. I was having a hard time with things at the time, and I told her like I needed to break it off because I wasn't sure how the fuck I was feeling about things. And then when I thought we were gonna try and work it out, she was like, "No, you gotta do this and that." I'm like, "Nah, fuck that." Like, I was honest with you. Now you're just giving me a fucking what's it called? Conditions.
Oh.
No, your love is conditional.
Yeah.
Like, my love wasn't conditional. You had it all when I was ready to give it to you. All the second I realized that I didn't have 100% to give to you, I let you go to give you the respect to not fucking treat you any less than you deserve.
Yeah.
That was my mindset during this whole situation anyway. And then when she started giving me ultimatums, like, "No, you need to get a new apartment because you had a different girl in there, and this time that we've been split up." Like, I understood that, but at the same time, she shut off my electricity. Cost me like $400 to get it turned back on, and then she shut it off after that. Like, I let the payment lapse because I didn't have her help in the apartment anymore, right? So my lights got shut off. I spent $400 getting it turned back on, and the very next day she shut it off because it was under her name. So it would have cost me like $650 to get it turned back on again. I was like, oh my god. And I had like 2 months left on the lease, so I lived for like a month and a half in darkness. And the second half of the last month, I lived there right until the end. Frank actually helped me move out that very last day. He's the only person that came to help me out.
Was that tough? Like.
No.
No.
No, I have a very healthy or arguably unhealthy relationship letting people go. I'm really good at letting people go.
Yeah, see, I've noticed I'm the opposite. Not anymore, or maybe I still am. But
if it were up to me alone, I would be alone. I'm just not good with friends. If you're not putting in every bit that I would, I'm like, God, this is a waste of time. Like, I don't know. That's why me and Cecily work so well. Because when we make mistakes with each other, we work equally as hard to fix it with each other, you know? I expect friendships to be the same way as my relationship with my wife. Like, if I'm going to waste time having a relationship with you in any capacity, it has to be 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got 5 people I know, and I talk to, and most of them are family.
So this ex was so determined to fuck you over that she was willing to fuck up her credit.
And she did too, yeah. I think she paid it off like 2 years later, and I paid it off like once my son was born and shit. Finally I had the income tax was big enough to fucking throw at that. It's amazing. Like, people bitch about fucking government taking all your taxes and shit, but when you need them, they're there for you.
Yeah.
Did you ever do like Section 8 or anything?
Actually, no, we don't qualify for that.
Yeah, we didn't. We stopped qualifying like a year and a half into it, which is great. Like, everyone's like, "Oh no, how could you? Like, how aren't you upset that you're not getting that free money anymore?" No, motherfucker, I busted my ass to get that raise so that I didn't need that fucking free money anymore. Yeah. It's like, aren't you? Oh, you live in your own apartment now. Don't you miss mom cooking for you and then not having to buy food? Well, yeah, of course, but it's not. It's not equivalent. Like, it's not one or the other is better. It's like, this is a different type of life. Like, emotionally and
especially the privacy. The
privacy. Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I feel bad for my son and stuff he has to hear in this house. Awkward crickets. So, alright, moving on. You got another question for us? Did you have anything lined up? We're running through this episode pretty good. You having fun yet?
Yeah.
Enjoying this?
Yeah.
Not as nerve-wracking as you thought it was going to be.
Not super nervous, but still kind of.
Really?
I don't know why I'm nervous. Like, I work at the library, so it's usually
here
in Westaco.
No shit, you're a librarian?
Well,
sort of, so to
not
speak,
the
you work in a
title.
library. What do you do?
I'm in the children's area, so I'm a.
Do you know the Dewey Decimal System and all that shit?
Yes.
No way.
I never
really. Does it do that?
They have to, of course.
Interesting.
It's a filing system. I mean, even in a computer, you can have the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah.
On Excel or something. What do you use? Okay, that's too detailed about the job. What programs do you run to run the Dewey Decimal System in your children's section of the library? Section A to G.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do in the library?
So I'm originally in the children's department. So I deal with the kids, obviously, and making like activities for them, and then we have a huge summer reading program. So we have to have like a month's worth of like activities and like maybe like STEM projects and.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we read to them.
For those of you who don't know STEM, that's science, technology, education, and math. Yeah. Education always seems weird because all of that kind of indicates education.
Yeah, it's all
right?
education.
No, because you need to learn how to be educated, how to educate others. I guess it's basically sociology.
Teach you etiquette?
I would imagine. That's what it should be, etiquette. Actually, that is desperately needed in today's schools, fucking etiquette. So, back to the library.
So, sometimes we do have like tours, so we get like the kids from schools, like maybe like all of 4th grade from like one elementary.
That's gotta be fun.
And so we get like all these like hundreds of kids, and so I can talk in front of all of them and like the parents.
Well,
and,
of course, because you're the matriarch of the situation.
Well, I feel nervous here. It's so weird.
No reason to be. We're just a couple of idiots. So as stupid as you feel you might sound, we'll top it at some point in the conversation. Don't worry about it. But you're doing great. You're looking at me like, did I sound stupid? No, that's not what I meant. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Frank,
pretty.
Say something pretty, Frank. You are gorgeous.
Yes.
Pretty little man.
Mm-hmm.
You're as pretty as a cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's because I'm fat. Imagine if I wasn't. But no,
You're better fat. More of you don't like.
Oh. Yeah, no, because people would make fun of me like I was like a fucking toothpick. Like I was all fucking scrawny, and then my fucking 10-gallon head just fucking looking like I'm on top of.
You've always had a big head?
Yeah.
No pun intended. No pun intended. I meant your actual head.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
On the fat heads. You remember Rocco's Modern Life? Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rocco's Modern Life. Oh, I heard they were making a movie.
Yeah, they did.
They got turned out on Netflix.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah, and they went on this.
Oh, I did. You're right. No, you're totally right. I think I
Yeah.
saw half of it. I didn't finish it.
Yeah, because Mr. Big Head's kid came back as a.
Mr. Big Head.
Yeah, he came back with a sex change done. I was gonna say as a tranny.
Oh, Mr. Big.
Yeah, and then that ties to you in the previous episode. Like we were talking about how now they're letting trannies go and read to kids.
Transvestite. Okay,
Yeah.
we still haven't clarified what to call them. What's the proper vernacular? Transgendered. It's not transvestites anymore, and it's
No,
not
it's
trannies. It's
transgender.
transgender. Do you know any transgender? Do you say that like an authority figure?
I do know a transgender, or I guess making.
They're in
Transition,
transition.
yes.
Transitioning.
So.
Male to female or female to male?
Male to female.
That's beautiful. I feel like that's more common. I actually have I want to say an ex-girlfriend, but she's a girl that I kind of fooled around in high school. And I never knew where she stood in our fooling around, if we were just fooling around, or if she wanted more. And then one day she was just really mad at me, and she had a girlfriend. I tried to say hi to her at the stock show, and she was walking with a girlfriend, right? And she just like mad dogged me. I'm like, oh shit, I must have fucked up somewhere along the way. And then years go by, I never talked to her again, never see her again. And my sisters are like, hey, you know that girl that you used to talk to? Yeah. Yeah, she goes by blah blah now, like a guy's name now, right? And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, she's got a beard, doing the hormone changes, the shots and everything. I'm like, huh. Well, good for her. Happy she figured out who good for him. Happy he figured out who he wanted to be. But it's such an interesting thing to know somebody for that long and to almost see it happening, in a sense. So this person you're talking about, have you known them intimately? Like, I mean, not intimately, excuse me.
No.
Personally, or is it like through an acquaintance or something?
No, yeah, I knew them personally, actually. Actually, this person would like invite me to church at the time, and that's how like our whole friendship started. And then it's funny because we would like leave church and then like go smoke weed and then like go back. But yeah, like eventually, well, she ended up moving away, so I haven't really gotten in contact with her.
Oh, so sad. I'm curious, is it a local person?
What?
Local person? I'm curious if we're, because I'm just remembering, I have an ex-friend who's, I have an ex-friend, I don't want to get more detailed than that, who's a guy who I used to hang out with, and he'd post pictures like in a bra, like doing real, like cross-dressing kind of stuff, long, beautiful hair. Very much looked like a female in some of those pictures. I was very proud of him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he was actually transitioning or just like...
Well, one of the guys we used to hang out with, thanks to your now ex-girlfriend, he's a woman now.
Which one? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Somebody I knew through her?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Somebody
you
we used to hang out with. Well, I'll tell you fucking off mic.
I mean, I didn't really hang out with any guys through her.
Well, he would always tag along because of me, because, you know, it was like the tail end of me.
And this isn't the fresa that we
No.
discussed before?
Nope.
I'm so confused who this could be.
Yeah, that, and then one of my cousins is actually transgender.
Dude, I was on so many drugs back then.
I think he's in San Fran and does shows in Vegas every now and then. Something like that. I don't know. But he was kind of a big deal. Well, not that it was a big deal here, but like everyone in the LGBTQIA plus community.
Oh, I thought you were serious about those. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Are those real or
yeah? Now they're trying to get rid of the B because fucking gender is a spectrum.
Why don't we just say the LGBT alphabet?
Well,
like that way it consolidates everything. Oh, no, that sounds like derogatory though. The alphabet people.
Well, it's because you can't satisfy them. It's like they say, okay, fucking we're known as this.
Alphabetics. No, because that sounds like diabetics. I'm trying to come up with an all-encompassing
well, anyways,
term.
he was a performer down here, just around like through like the cusp of him transitioning. He was a performer here, and everyone in the LGBTQIA plus community knew him/her because this was at the cusp of it. And then he went over to San Fran, and actually no, I think it was Vegas first, where he got himself a sugar daddy, and well, he says boyfriend, right? But okay, and that's when he did. Not that he used his money because he was still performing in Vegas. I mean, come on. Yeah, and he did the transition, and right now, I guess to the other people, he looks like a full-blown woman. But when I see him, it's like, hey, that's my little cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see this woman. I see I mean, good for her that did what made her feel comfortable, what gave her that confidence. Because a lot of women, too, they're like they get their breast augmentation, because they lack that confidence because of their body. And I'm like, don't be ashamed of your body. Just looking.
I don't know, man. Okay. Man, you're jumping ahead to our next episode with that. But shit, we're already on that train of thought, and it's got me thinking. As far as augmentations go, I don't see it any different as getting tattoos, man. It's like if you just want a certain look for your body, and you just want to have it, like, who's to say that that's a negative thing? Like, why does it have to be like a mental problem that you like body dysmorphia and shit like that? Like, why can't it just be like, shit, man, I like the way that looks. Like, if I had the money, there's this fucking Asian dude, man, on fucking YouTube, ripped, like, oh, he's fucking so beautiful, man. He's tatted from neck to fucking waist, and I want that so bad. I want that full fucking neck to waist tattoo. Mm-hmm. Like, just all everywhere, covered. I don't have fucking money for that.
Yeah.
But if I had a fucking buttload of money, I would do that. If my wife or, anybody I know had a bunch of fucking money, you fucking get something augmented on yourself. Like, what the hell's the point of having all that money? If you're not going to fucking make yourself look better, feel better.
Think about it this way. It's like, you're not confident enough in the bedroom because of the size of your penis. It's like, yeah. It's the same thing. So then if there was an opportunity for you to make it a little bit bigger, and feel more manly, I guess.
Girthy or lengthy?
Both. Yeah.
You can always get the Austin Powers pump.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Swedish.
Well, yeah. Would you not do it?
No.
No. Well.
No, I'm very confident though.
Yeah, but it's the same logic. It's I'm not manly.
Anyway, we're jumping off that subject because that's your whole fucking emotional issue there. Avanly, come on. We got enough time for one or two more questions? You got anything else for us, or do you want us to just keep running on with our bullshit?
Yeah, we can keep
just
going.
Bullshit?
Yeah.
Fail. Would you have like 3 questions for us? Now we're gonna have to talk about like, what do we got here? Oh, how do you feel about fucking plastic surgery? I kind of fucking went on. Let's get a female perspective there.
I think you should go for it if you want to. Like, it's not like a big deal to me. But there is other people like it's, if I say like, okay, I'm gonna get something done, my husband would be like, why?
Because he has to pay for it.
You're like, right, probably.
If he's not paying for it, like, well, what do you want to get done? It depends. See, that's my situation. I feel like you really shouldn't fuck with your face. Your face is your identity.
No.
Like, unless you have something that's like severely causing depression, like a disfiguration, or if there's something that's really, really bothering you about yourself, then I guess. But I don't know, man. I feel like the facial identity is, I don't know, you shouldn't fuck with it. Your body is your body. It's constantly morphing. Yeah, have you ever wanted to do anything, if not now, at a certain part of your life?
Yeah.
You're like, man, I wish I could get this done, but now you're fine with it, or vice versa?
Yeah, well, I think, like, it's your body. You can do whatever you want. Like, it shouldn't matter what the other person thinks, but that's just the way I think.
So you do it for yourself, not for anybody else?
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, because there are some women who are like, well, my husband wanted me to get bigger tits, or you wanted me to get a little fat sucked out of here. Like those.
Yeah, that's wrong. You should do it because
the desperate housewife situation.
Yeah, because it'll make you feel confident. Like the women I know that have gotten breast augmentations, they've done it mostly for confidence reasons. Like, to give them that.
How did we get on this topic?
Because you asked about fucking surgeries.
You definitely were the one to bring it up, because I was going to bring this up.
Well, I hinted at it, not on purpose.
Well, now that we've gone through all this, we've gotten to learn a little bit more about Avanly. Avanly's gotten to know a little bit more about us. I would like to know, Avanly, what the fuck are you doing listening to this podcast? How does this interest you at all?
It does. not really into like normal news stuff.
Back up on the mic here. Pulling away a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, bring it to your face.
Oh, okay.
The microphone, Frank.
Yeah.
So you're not into. So what podcasts? I know you put up a list the other day on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm into like crime podcasts. Like.
You like the dirty dark secrets of the world. I'm a big fan of like the serial killer podcasts. The shit that really makes you feel like shit.
I think I'm subscribed to that one.
Serial killer
Yeah.
is it'll fuck up your day though. Like plan a good positive spun one afterwards because some of those are dark as shit. Love it.
Yeah, usually I hear like my crime one and then like afterwards I'll listen to this one or like something that is like that'll take my mind off of what I just freaking heard. That's just like brutal.
So what has been your favorite episode so far of Completely Inappropriate?
I would say maybe the
Don't be shy. You're not gonna hurt our feelings for any reason. If it's because we were especially dumb, especially stupid, especially entertaining. What caught your attention the most so far?
I guess when you were saying like your whole like going through like training and
Oh, the Marine Memories.
yes.
You like the Marine Memories episode more? I feel like that's our bread and butter right there. I really enjoy having the Marines on, man.
Yeah,
You guys
it's
are
like
fucking
all the
interesting.
people I know.
And it's like it's things I don't know. Like
Yeah.
Right, like, and they take it for granted. Like, you hear me all the time on the. I've got to stop. I'm like, wait, what does that mean? Because I wasn't there to know what a fucking snake pit was.
I didn't know what the fuck the snake pit was either until Rob was like.
You're the one who said it though.
Yeah, because I remember seeing a printout saying snake pit, right? And it was in a combat outpost, which is a fucking mansion that they took over, occupied it as a base of operations. And I remember seeing that, and I guess I never knew because I'm not a smoker. I'm like, oh, snake pit. So I thought the name of the combat outpost was the snake pit.
So you thought it was a combat output?
Yeah, that was called the snake pit. And then Rob was like, oh yeah, it's just what we call the smoke pit. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, you guys are so insulated from each other. It sounds like the different regimens and whatnot. That even the nomenclature amongst things can be lost.
You didn't even get to ask him what his occupation was.
No, we did.
Did we?
Yeah,
Oh.
not on the pod. I mean, I did. He just said he works for the federal government.
No. His occupation in the military, what it was.
Oh yeah, no, that dude just ran on, didn't he?
yeah.
What'd you think of our old friend Rob?
I think it was real smooth. Like
It was a real smooth
he's
conversation.
a slut. So
What?
yeah.
Me?
No, not you, Rob.
It's like I'm a whore. I charge, bitch. If you don't got the money, I'm not putting down. Fuck off.
Yeah, like that post I put up.
That's why my wife works.
What was it? Yesterday? Yeah, fucking two scoundrels walking to a bar. You know, because
One's named Frank.
the shit we get into, and it's not on purpose. It just these things just happen. But
Are you done talking about yourself?
no.
I would like to hear Avanly's point of view on the podcast.
I was talking about Rob.
I know. He's gone. He's not here. Avanly's here. Talk to Avanly. Say
Hello,
hi. So what else? So you like the Marine Memory episodes. Did you start listening to us just because you knew we were local? Or because you knew my wife from school?
No, like I wanted to try like something new.
And how do you think it's been from the beginning to now, dude? Do you remember the story time?
You stopped
Yes.
doing that.
Yeah, we did like 2 story times, completely
Yeah.
inappropriate story times, whereas, no, it was 3 of them, right?
Yeah, there's 3.
It was the beach one where the guy did coke with that chick on the beach.
Yeah.
There was the girl with the fingers through the glory hole.
Yeah.
And then there was the gay catfishing guy.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, do you remember those at all? Or is it like too far back? You're like,
Kind of.
no, that's okay. So they made no impact. I'm so happy we squashed that. We'll get rid of that shit on the fucking description.
Was that when like you're still figuring out like the mic situation?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was way back in like episode 9 and 10. Not even, probably like
Yeah,
5 or
episode-
6.
Yeah.
We were just trying to figure out any sort of fucking thing we could put on here to keep people coming back.
Yeah, we're tossing shit at the wall, see what's stuck. And Marine Memory stuck.
Well, last question I've got for you is, what have been your favorite questions that we asked the guests?
I would say.
Why are you looking at me like I'm gonna give you the answer?
No, it's just like we always have like random ones, kind of.
Well, we have like the set ones, like
Yeah.
the bucket list and the anal one.
And then if something comes up, we'll ask it. Me or Tony will ask it.
But what were the Halloween questions were fun, I thought.
Yeah.
But none of those questions.
Oh yeah, those were like those were like funny.
You have any opinions on those?
No, just like I guess.
Oh, give us a little more to work with, Avanly. Come
I know,
on.
I'm
What
sorry.
do you think? But shit.
Okay, where do you listen to us? Like when you're at home alone? Because I was talking to one person, or I was getting somebody into listening to us, and her response was, "I'm scared. My mother's in the other room." And I'm like, "No, it's fine."
Oh, because you're listening on speakers?
Because that list, yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah. And I'm like, "No, it's fine. Listen to it."
I mean, if I'm in the car by myself, I'll throw podcasts on the speakers, but not with other people in the fucking vicinity. Like, I listen to weird shit though.
I guess her walls were thin. But
That's
I don't know.
probably true.
I listen to you all at work mostly, but if I don't finish like the episode, I'll like continue it in the car.
Yeah.
But I use my AirPods like
Yeah.
because then like I think like sometimes my supervisor would come and like walk next to me, so I'll just like okay put them back on, but or lower it down. Then she's walking by, I'll just like lower it down. But yeah, I usually just listen to it at work.
Are you not allowed to have headphones at work or what?
Yeah, it's just like
It's just the words that are coming out of the headphones
yeah,
might be heard.
or like no when I have it on speaker.
Oh, you actually you gotta be quiet in the library. What you doing with your speakers on?
No, because like
You're fired.
I'm like originally like supposed to be in the children's department, but our catalog department needs help, and since I'm familiar with what they do, I already have experience in that, so they need help. So they threw me back that way to help them. So it's like quiet over there.
How long have you been there?
Maybe like 4 years.
Oh wow! Wow, so you really have got your shit together there.
So you work in the kids department, and you have us on speaker listening to me say "fuck" every other word.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow, I didn't even put that together.
know.
I was like, no,
You'd
she
be
said while
sur-
she was catalog.
You'd be surprised what the kids say though.
Oh, yeah. Do you ever
Yeah.
catch them like vaping or shit like that?
They would actually like smoke in the back in the alley
Actually smoke? Wait,
Yes.
in the alley?
Yeah.
Behind the
behind the library.
library. Well, that's not in the library. I was wondering in the library.
Well, but they do like throw like condoms in, cause like in the catalog department,
Uh-huh.
they have like it's more for like teens, and
Okay.
so they have like a whole bunch of computers, couches, like TVs, and that's where the kids go after school and like hang out. Sometimes in the library also, but besides like another building next to the library, but it's still the library, and so they always like throw condoms, like, or like open condoms. It's like so gross.
And
but-
it's just to be gross. They're not actually
well,
using them?
sometimes they have caught like some people in the alley, like, or in certain areas of the library.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and these
In
are
the library? That's what I was wondering, if anybody's been caught inside the library doing anything nefarious.
well. One time I was like shelving books towards the back, and there was these kids, making out, and I was like, "Excuse me," and they just like looked at me, and then they just like scoot over, and then they just like continued.
It's like, oh, it's just another high school student. No,
Yeah, and
no
then you
way.
have these parents like, is my child here? My child's name is this, and we're like,
It's possible. Why don't you go look back there?
Yeah, they're
just send them.
They're like, where do the kids hang out? And I'm like, all over the library, but you can go to the front and ask like through the intercom. And
Aw, you don't rat them out?
No.
You're
Well, like
so
I don't know where they're at.
All snitches get stitches.
Oh, fuck that. I'd go look and be like, found them. Point them with a big neon sign, like, come get your fucking kid. Your literal fucking kid. Pull his dick out of her and get him out of here.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well, shit. Avanly, has been a lot of fun having you on. We are going to take a quick break, talk about the next episode, and see how that goes. This has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast, everybody. It's that easy. See, not hard at all. Nothing to be nervous about. Frank?
Yep.
Let them know one more time where they can find us.
You can find us here. You're listening to us right now.
Right here, in this
Yeah.
apartment. Come on over.
Well, I meant in the podcast, but anyways, so if you're in the Twitterverse, you can find us at Completely Inapt on Instagram.
One P.
Yeah, 1P. Instagram, CI Podcast. You can find us on Facebook at Completely Inappropriate Podcast. You can email us at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on the YouTubes. And please like, share, comment, subscribe. Under Completely Inappropriate. And am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing
Yeah, give us a
something.
5-star review because that's the only option. Do not check the other stars because they won't work. Don't bother trying it.
I'm missing
Just
a
take my
part
word
of
for
my
it.
soul, that's what I'm missing.
What? Your soul?
A
You're
part
missing-
of my soul.
I'm right here, big boy.
Oh. But you're not enough.
I am more than enough. Alright? It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. Thank you, everybody. This has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. Avanly, you have any final words to say to everybody? Any words of wisdom?
No.
Fabulous. Frank?
Be excellent to each other.
Find your happy people. Hold on to it. Lock it. Put it in your pocket. Love you. Bye.
Oh, bye.
Bye.